What's up, everybody? It's Chris Kwik. We're back at it again. Today, we're going to be reacting to a Dragonbloxultimate video, as you see in the title, The Fall of Dragonbloxultimate. Now, this particular video is by King 2000. He has 2.2 thousand subscribers. So if y'all enjoy, y'all can check him out. His link is everything will be in the description as well. We're about to react to his stuff. So if you're seeing this, appreciate for leaving a video, showing your thoughts. We're about to get into it. I haven't seen this yet, y'all, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're just gonna click on here, and we're just gonna go from there. I should probably full screen it. So we're gonna go ahead and full screen it as well. So let's see. So I would explain the fall of DBU. Right now, the game ain't doing too well. Okay. The game player base has been falling now for a few months now. Okay. So I decided to make a video about it. Alright. Anyways, let's get started. First, let's talk about the history of the game. When DBU first released, the game was dead for a really long time. I didn't know this. I did not know this. So I'm assuming. Okay. She said when DBU first released, the game was dead for a really long time. So I did not notice. Well, of course, for the first appearance of a game being released, you would assume that the game itself would be like popping with players coming in, flooding in, and stuff like that. But from his perspective, he said when it first released, the game was dead. I can't really say anything on my part for it because I joined in February. He said when the game first released, so he's an OG. So I'm guessing he's an OG. He was there when it all started. For any of y'all OGs in the chat there in the comments, y'all can give y'all's thoughts as to whether y'all think if the game was dead on its first release or not. How many players were playing at the time. So, but anyway, let's continue. It was dead like this for a long time until it started. Okay, until it started gaining more players. Okay. At that time, DBU was getting actively updates. Yes. Back then, it was so hard to get Super Saiyan 3. Fighting Cell and Super Saiyan 2 Goku were not easy. Facts, dude. Fighting Super Saiyan 2 Goku and even Cell, like, there was this one time I was a Super Saiyan 3 and I literally went to Cell and I got wrecked. I literally thought Super Saiyan 3 was enough to defeat Cell, but that's not how it works. You have to find out the hard way. That's not how it works. So that was crazy. This kept happening uh December until December of 2019. So around December of 2019. So yeah, he's definitely an OG. He knows his stuff apparently. So he's been around long enough to like know seen it all. The game got a huge Broly update and it was really good. Okay, that's when I joined, and the game peaked a lot of players. Facts, like 10,000, I think. It even beat out Final Stand and Dragon Ball Rage. That's saying something because before DBU, I was watching Rage. Well, playing Rage, really. That's the right word for it. There was a moment where DBU was finally succeeded and the other Dragon Ball games falling. Okay. Then the game got the Fusion update. Yup. The Fusion update also had hype. For real. The next update was the map extension and the Super Saiyan God Vegeta boss. This is where everything took a turn. It took a turn for this when the Vegito update came and the map came. Of course, everybody was excited, but then a lot of backlash from that update came, and then a lot of players started fading. Probably because stat requirements were a thing, and because Fusion Glitch was no longer a thing, and you can no longer leech off of other players. So it was bad. And to make matters worse, it was the community's choice. The developer didn't just make this stand by alone. Literally, the admin overflow made a post, a poll, a literal poll, getting everybody to judge whether or not they want stat requirements. And majority said yes. So, yeah, man. People did not like this update much. Perhaps the new update was too big. So I think, okay, I understand now. How the map could be like crazy big, right? Because you have a lot to travel to. Like, I understand that because look at me. It took me until I was like close to 5,000 rebirths to realize that I could just reset to go to the boss faster. Yeah. Yeah. I like, bro, I like, that's crazy to know, but it's true. 100% true. Like, yeah, it was insane. It was insane. But yeah, he has a point. It is big. But now we're at a point now where people are running around with trillions, billions, millions. I mean, of course we still got new players. Don't get me wrong on that. And of course to new players, of course this map will feel too big. Of course, that perfectly makes sense. We perfectly get that. Yeah. So, yeah, the map is too big, and I think that because the map is too big, it's hard to have a meetup spot to where players can hang out. Where the old map, you had a one spot, two spots really, or even more spots to where everybody could just meet up and hang out and just talk. The owner also patched you being able to fight bosses. Yep. Stat requirements. Yep. He started patching out a lot of the glitches. Fusion glitch. It made grinding a lot more harder. Yeah. Then the game got a God Destruction update. God and Destruction update. Okay, I'm gonna let it play. A lot of people like this update. Yes. Then we got the Super Saiyan Blue 3 and Super Saiyan. Okay, let's talk about that. The Super Saiyan Blue 3 and the Super Saiyan Rose 3 update. That was bad, man. That was I don't know, man. Like we were, it's because the reason why it was bad is because it was getting like prepped up, because like in the announcements, of course, in the announcements, I think it was in the announcements or anything, the DBU official server, we was getting ready for it. Was saying around August there was going to be an update, and we was like, oh, okay, bet, you know, we were all like, bet. Then Super Saiyan Rose 3 and Super Saiyan Blue 3 came out. I was literally there. I was grinding normally, and then I rebirthed, and then I rejoined the server, and then I looked, and then I realized, oh, what is this form? And then I transformed, and it was Super Saiyan Rose 3, Super Saiyan Blue 3, made a video, put it out on YouTube. But bro, it was Super Saiyan Rose 3 and Super Saiyan Blue 3 and and uh and Skill Saver. Bro, what? Yeah, see that was probably like not the best updates right there. The update was fine, it just included the same stuff. No. It was two forms and the saved. No, because the reason why is this, like I said, that update was probably like the bad out of all, as far as we know. Two forms and one thing. Yeah, it was crazy. After waiting for a long time, we got the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 update. Yeah, it was solid. It was solid. You know, it was like any other update, right? The system, you know, like the bosses and the quest requirements up. Yeah, not much people like this update. Well, not a lot of people would like this update because at this time you have to have a certain amount of rebirths to even fight the boss. The more the updates come, the more harder it is to actually get to that boss for new players. So the new players, which is majority of the players, will not like the update because it doesn't benefit them. They will have to work hard in order to actually get there, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing, because the good thing is they'll get the players to actually play more of it, but not too much about it. So, yeah. Nothing new was introduced, and besides new forms, new moves, and bosses. Yeah, yeah. And the game started to fall again. I okay, so here's what I personally think. So I have no problem with the system of how DBU is when it comes to updates. And what I mean by the system, I mean how, like, if a new, like I discussed on my last video, or my last video about a discussion about ideas. I have no problem with, like, if an update happen, you add the bosses will be just like how the system is of the bosses and everything else and stuff like that. But I explain it more on the PvP methods and stuff like that. I have no problem with the system. I have no problem with the system, but it still feels like DBU's missing. DBU's missing something. Although DBU may not update a lot, you can still get strong in DBU. You can still get stats, you can still get rebirths, you can still become strong, and like, you can't, like, there's literally no way around it. Like, you have your options there. You have your options. It was like this until the Ultra Ego update. A very recent update we got. Yeah. The update included the same stuff. Yep, same stuff, same system. Like I said before, it was a little bit. I think this update, we literally waited for a year on this one. So we as the community and majority, let's just say majority, because I'm not speaking for everybody. We were really thinking that there was going to be like something big, like something like maybe a new map or something like that. But we got 2 bosses, a couple of skills, and stuff like that. Yeah, I was fine with it. It was like a 6 or 7 out of 10. 6 or 7 out of 10. But like, because at the same time as this and that. The biggest downside is that we waited a long time. And really think about it, I don't think Papa Pingo was like really like I think Papa Pingo started working on a certain month, not all year. It would have made sense, because if it was all year, you best believe it would have been like a crazy outstanding update. Like, compared to the 2019s, 2020s, to where he only had less time versus a whole year. No, you can't believe that he actually spent a whole year to make the recent update of January. So that's just one I want to point out. It only got worse for DBU. DBU still doing well, about 1,000 plus players. Although if, in order for it to go up, something has to, like, have a spark or something like that. Something. Anyways, let's talk about the actual fall of DBU and its massive problems. Okay, we're about to get exploiters. Okay, all right. Exploiters are a big problem in almost every Roblox game, but okay. So I like that he acknowledged that in every Roblox game that you go to, you will always encounter exploiters. I like that he acknowledged that. That's one thing that that we all agree on. Like, we all agree on. We know that there's exploiters in every other game. There isn't a dev to patch them daily. Okay, good point. Okay. And that's the exact problem with DBU. Okay. DBU does not have an anti-cheat. Okay. Because he ain't wrong, because almost in any server, you turn to left, you turn to right, you go into this server, and there's an exploiter. Well, auto farmer, really. You go in there's an auto farmer. And you go to another server, there's another auto farmer. Like it's not every other server that you encounter, but it's getting to the point where it's almost common to at least find one person in Bill's Planet that's autoing. Yeah, yeah. And people take advantage of that by exploiting. People auto farm for days and weeks and they get thousands of rebirths. And the worst part is the owner won't even ban them. Yeah, I think Papa Pingo, I don't know what's going on with Papa Pingo. All I know, like with all I know is that like he's burnt out. And I don't think that has anything to do with DBU entirely or anything of the sort. Like I said, I don't know what's like Papa Pingo, like I it's like you can't really know what's really going on. So it's like Papa Pingo's right over here and I'm like over here. Like I know you can't imagine that or picture that, but try to picture me saying that in like in a room where it's like so you get what I'm saying, right? So yeah. This boys ruined the concept of grinding the game. And this makes the legit grinders want to leave. Okay, okay. Fair point. Because some legit grinders actually left. Yeah. Um, we're there are a couple who are still here, me included. They're still working their way up to the top. Like for me example, right now I think I'm ranked number 3 strongest, but number 2 and number 1 are auto farmers. So if we're counting like legit players, I would be included as number 1. But since they're not reset, I have no other choice but to view them as rivals that I have to surpass. Because the people who I've already surpassed that made me up to number 3, some of them are autos. Now I'm not saying that the people in the like, because we do this competitive, people play competitively, right? People play competitively. I'm not saying that everybody on that leaderboard is auto farmers, right? That's not what I'm saying at all. 100% not what I'm saying. There are some auto farmers and there are some actual legit grinders. This is basically what I'm saying. This is basically what I'm saying. So like when people say like this time that person in a public service said, why is it that you include auto farmers when you rank yourself and try to compare yourself to other players and to find out what your rebirths are and then comparing them by rank and stuff like that to see where you're at? Because they're not reset. Simple answer. Because they're not reset. If they're not reset, then they still have those stats. You can't turn a blind eye. They're still in the game and they'll still be there. So you just gonna have to like deal with it and grind and just like that. But it's very unfortunate, right? It's very unfortunate. It's just hopefully something can be done about that though. Yeah, something can be done about that before it gets worse. I don't want it to get bad to the point where it actually like destroys the game, like actual destroy. So that's my biggest concern. Anyways, next, okay, exploiters was done. Okay, no developer communication. There's also zero developer communication, which is a huge problem with the game. And follow my Twitter, even though I don't post a lot of stuff. Okay, guys, follow his Twitter, King2000. We're viewing his YouTube, so all of his links will be in the description. So yeah, check out his stuff. But he has a point though. Papa Pingo, the only thing he posts on his Twitter is usually My Hero Mania tweets. That's about it. Free spins. Gets like 89 likes, 145 likes, the usual, Anyways, here we are on the owner's Twitter. As I scroll down, you won't see much DBU tweets. All of his replies on his tweets are off. Here's some DBU tweets here. Yeah. Use code for 10 new spins. Here's one DBU tweet. Some of the My Hero Mania game tweets. True. Yes. Yes. Your game My Hero Mania is. Oh man, some people are yo, some people are not, some people are saying it's red. Said it should be easy to get. Let me see if I find. I assume you don't mean 3 months from now. Bro, Bro. Oh man. Oh man. So people know that when people say soon, that you don't want to be like, so tomorrow? No, so you never want to do that, man. Yeah, a lot of people are saying DBU update soon, huh? Yep, yep, yep. Here's one here. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. You should notice the owner is not responding to any of these. I mean, there's a lot of people to respond to. He should respond as like a whole, but like I said, we honestly don't know what Papa Pingo is doing. Like we know that he's in college. We know that he's in college, right? Um, as far as I know, as far as I know that we are aware he was in college and stuff like that. So he might be a busy person. He might be pursuing something. He might try to make a career out. We don't know his lifestyle. We don't even know if DBU or Roblox is like his is like something that he wants to main as a career. We don't know whether he's looking at it as like a side job to where he makes good and decent amount of money and just doing his school, studying his school and stuff like that. We don't know. We don't know. All we know is that hey, he has an IRL life. That's basically that. Like you just never know. You just never know. We can only go based off of you know, as Roblox players. We can only go based off of that as Roblox players and players that play another person's game. We don't we don't put in mind as to what is they're doing or how's their life is and stuff like that. We don't take any of that consideration, and that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly normal because that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. But it's not always like that. Trust me, it's not always like that. You have a few rarities out there. You have a few rarities, and you have a good handful of people that are considering the well-being of time to another person. So, yeah, and sometimes the person may just not be in the mood for it. I mean, that's normal. I mean, yeah, you should get what I'm saying here. Yeah, the owner does not interact with the community. Eh, okay. Zero developer communication is a big red flag. There's no expectations for the update. Well, really, we really don't know what's the next one. I don't know what's the next one. I have no idea what's the next one. Yeah. Anyways, next. All right. Repetitive updates. Okay, I see what he means. By repetitive updates, he means the same bosses in the same systems. Okay, I see what he's saying. Getting the same stuff every update. Okay. It will lower your hype and expectation for the update. Getting the same thing over and over can really be boring. Hmm. Well, I can see how that's understandable. To some people that may not be boring though. Because if you look at it, every other game is also repetitive too. Think about it, quests, you have your quests and stuff like that. But when I that's a whole nother thing to talk about. But I wanted to point that out though. Every other game has a repetitiveness in something. It has a repetitiveness in something, whether it's quest, side quests, stories, or the system of what you do. So instead of a new boss with forms and moves every update. Okay. How about something actually new? Like what? Maybe a shot to buy head accessories or some gameplay mechanics. So what he's suggesting is that some more accessories. He suggests that with the use of the Zenny that we have in our inventory here, we make use of our Zenny by using the Zenny for accessories. And the reason why I added Zenny in there, even though he didn't, is because it will make sense to have head accessories and stuff like that cost money. Well, maybe, but then again, we could say the same thing. We don't really need to add Zenny because same thing goes with the clothing too. On top of that, unless they just add Zenny to clothing, but it's kind of too late for that, right? Unless you just add like brand new, revamped clothing, then then we'll say something. New gameplay mechanics. I guess you're talking about the punch capabilities to where you're flare in the air. I doubt this would happen anyways with the current state of the game. The game still has the potential. You know, it's never too late, really. Game passes. Okay, let's talk. All right. The game kind of likes to scam you. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes. If you're not careful, y'all, if you go on Game Passes, you can accidentally buy the wrong thing. Yes, you can accidentally buy the wrong thing. Every now and then, new Game Passes transformation are introduced. Yes. And most of you know that the Game Pass forms are really strong. Yes, when you buy them, you get them auto-mastered. But the owner fools you when you buy it. Okay, how does he do it? The owner likes to add a strong Game Pass form. Then the next update, he adds a stronger version of it. Okay, I see what you're saying. We have all experienced that. It was the same thing with the Bills one, right? No. Actually, I'll give you a better example. Super Saiyan 4 pack. Super Saiyan 4 pack. Super Saiyan 4 pack. When Super Saiyan Blue 4 was once the strongest. Yeah. And then to make matters even more, the Super Saiyan 4 pack, before it was like before the Super Saiyan 4 pack was considered like super strong, it before that it cost less to Robux than what it does now. So when the Limit Breaker came, I think that's where I think it was before Limit Breaker. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's making points here. He's making points here. He did this with the God package. Yep. Yes. Did he make Super Saiyan Blue 4 stronger? Yes. Anyways, next. He's missing out a couple of things, so I'm going to go ahead and include that to him as far as game passes. So another thing in the game passes, right, and I'm not talking about regular stores, but in-game, like as you see here, where you go to menu, where you see this thing that says menu and you go to shop, there are certain things that you do not need to buy. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, do not buy Rebirth. Do not buy Rebirth. Do not buy Premium Rebirths. Do not buy candy. Do not buy water, Corn's water. Do not buy any of those stuff. The only thing in the game passes, right, that you need to concern yourself with buying if you want to play this game seriously is the talents. But in order for the talents to actually work, you need to get the talents all at once. That's how it works if you are really seriously getting into it. And another thing, in this shop, the menu, and you press shop, the only thing, another thing that you should only, like, if you have a lot of money, is double, what's it called? Doubles, no, not doubles any. My bad. Double XP boosters. Double XP boosters. They can only be found in-game. You press menu and shop, and then you'll see it at the top left. It will say double XP or something like that. So I wanted to point that out. Content. Okay. When you first start DBU, it's fun, but okay, it gets boring once you unlock all the forms and moves. Okay, so I had the same. So my reaction was like, so what got me moving, right? So for me, it was a little bit like kind of like different. Like it was like I got all the forms and stuff like that at Broly update at the time, and then I was about to move on to the next game. And my other friend told me that you could still rebirth and stat grind more and stuff like that, and then that was introduced. Now, shout outs to my friend dad_y Smurf who told me that, because if he had never told me that, I wouldn't even be playing DBU at all. I probably would have returned, right? But I probably wouldn't be as strong enough with rebirths as I am right now. So all credit really goes to dad_y Smurf for really just being there and helping me grind and stuff like that, and telling me all this stuff about the history and lore behind Dragonbloxultimate than what the game that you see that you play in game. All the lore and stuff happens on Discord to where it gets like like it could be chaotic and stuff like that. But that was back in 2020. Things have settled down now. really, it's basically in a state of confusion right now. I have no idea what's it looking like. But yeah. There's nothing to do other than rebirth grind and stat grind and fighting the same bosses a billion times. Okay. As far as content wise, I see what you're saying. Content wise, the most you can do in content wise is roleplay and live stream. Roleplay, live stream. Forms, there's already a video on that and all that stuff. So there's really, yeah. As far as content goes, I see his point. I have no problem with rebirth grinding and stat grinding because some players have compete competitively. Some players compete competitively and have a goal. So this wouldn't affect players as much, but I get where he's coming from though. And the repetitive updates won't help. Okay, that's why we need new stuff like accessories. Okay. Anyways, next. Okay. How to fix DBU? Okay, tell us. DBU went downhill a bit after the Broly update. Okay. And after the God of Destruction update. Okay. Alright. Everything became a mess. Okay. Alright. It's a real shame to see the game like this. Okay. This had a lot of potential, but the owner dropped it. Well, it still has potential. And yeah, see? Just like he said, but it's not too late to fix it. You know, it still has potential. That's the one thing we will admit. It still has potential. Here are some solutions, and I will list them. Okay, let's see what King 2000 has to say for his list of solutions. Listen and interact with the community. Okay, the community has a lot of good suggestions. Yes, community does have good suggestions. However, the suggestions tab was deleted in Dragonbloxultimate a long time ago. I don't know if he is aware of this, but yeah, it was deleted. And I don't know why, but take it as what you will. It was a long time ago, though, around 2020 when it was deleted. Probably 2021, early 2021 or 2020 in those years. I don't know. But the owner never takes time to read them. The suggestions is something people want to see. Yeah, I want to see them too. I want to look at other people's ideas. I think that adding the channel there and just letting people have their opinions fly as to suggestions, I think I enjoy it. I enjoy looking at the ideas and seeing how it is, because that makes people like hyperactive, ready for these things. Taking time to read then and then looking at them and working on them can help. Okay. If he decides to add them, it will bring some players back, and the owner will make more money. Okay. And the owner never interacts with the community. Okay. Yeah, I think he already said that. He never tells us if he's working on something, etc. Why not put some sneak peeks for DBU? Oh, you're talking about sneak peeks? Good point. He used to have a sneak peeks back when Bill's update was, yeah, and stuff like that. Now that was hype. For the sneak peeks were hype. That was something right there. But we're not seeing much sneak peeks now. As much as like My Hero Mania, I know they had sneak peeks, but like, you know, we would just go off of that. I don't know. Ban exploiters and cheaters. Yeah. The exploiters just ruined the point of grinding. And they're still not banned or caught because the owner wants to make more money. Ooh. Ooh. I see. Okay, so a bunch of people made some points out saying that that since exploiters use money or exploiters use the money to buy the stuff off the game was the reason for that. But I don't think that's entirely the reason. We could put however many speculation, however you want it to be. But if you think about it, there's so many players who uses exploits, and it's just one developer. Just remember that. Everybody just remember that. And then on top of that, he has like And this is not me. And this is not me just saying, oh, well, here's my excuse here. Here's like a full excuse. I'm listing the possibilities as to why the stuff has been addressed. We don't know too much about Papa Pingo and what he's actually doing, but we do know that when it comes to these things, it's, you know, like, it's just left up there until somebody, like, eventually, if somebody were to post a YouTube video of them using scripts and then calling Papa Pingo out, yeah, you'll definitely get Papa Pingo's attention and he'll bang you. But um basically, I know even after hearing this, people as a response would say it shouldn't take, but Chris, it shouldn't take that in order to get Papa Pingo's attention. And I see your point. I see your point. How about a change and finally ban them? Maybe add a very secure and maybe remove VIP servers. Ooh, removing VIP servers. I mean, no matter how you look at this, there will still be exploiters. Even if you pull another anti, even if Papa Pingo right now makes a change and start adding some anti cheats, adding a secure barrier, there will be at least that one person who you have a few rare that will be able to still bypass. However, I don't know anything about that, so I'm just gonna like leave it at that. I don't wanna sound silly. Like I don't know the stuff. But removing VIP servers, I honestly don't know how that will go down, but it'd be interesting to see how that would turn out, how much of a change that would turn out. We will see more players in public servers, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That'd be a good thing. You'll see a lot more players. Yeah, you will see a lot more players. So, okay. I can understand people wanting to grind with peace, but it also benefits. Yep, that's a solid good point. Like to auto their VIP server all day and not get caught. They could also add some in-game moderators. There are many things the owner can do, but he has not done them. Yeah, I already addressed that. More content? Okay. The average player gets bored once they unlock everything. Okay. So how about adding some side distractions? Talking about quests? What they gonna do with rank could be added. Okay, so he makes a good point about the rank though. That's why I said PvP mode. If he were to add PvP mode, if he added PvP mode, that would 100% PvP mode. That would 100% change the system. That would change the system for DBU. PvP mode will be the move. Literally, that's the move. You add some leaderboards, let it be rank, let it be there some competition between some PvP and sparring. Oh yeah, that'll definitely pop off. I know this will pop off because there will be players who are actually interested in actually PvPing against one another. Instead of going up against people who could be possibly stronger than them, they could go up against people who are equal in them in a ranked match. So yeah, that would actually, or maybe more interest, more way to increase your stats. Just anything fun to keep the player on the game. Game updates. Okay. The game updates should come out more faster. Okay. All right. DB only gets updated maybe 1 to 2 times a year. Okay, yeah. He has a point where it takes a long time for, well, it doesn't take a long time for an update, but it takes a long time for the owner to update. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can get smaller updates every week. I don't know about every week, because saying it every week will eventually burn out the ideas, and then it will eventually you will have no updates because there'll be nothing else to add. So I don't know about every week. I don't think I like the idea of every week, but maybe every 3 months, every 3 months or so, 3 months. And if he's working on a big update, add 5 months to it. 3 months, 5 months, because then it'd actually be like a very there's plenty of time, a detailed good stuff amount to do. Every 3 months, or every 2 months. It's fair. It's a fair thing because you want the best of the best, right? If you want a big change, just just like what King 2000 is saying, if you want a new system changed or something like that, you would have to expect that, not every week. So, but that's just my take on that. Anyways, I understand how hard it is to dev a game. Okay, okay. Well, at least he acknowledges, like we all, like the one thing that players, regular players, usually if we come across a game, we will give our opinion based on it and stuff like that. Anything, so the average, like average, but not speaking for everybody. The average, for Roblox players would just play the game and be like, oh, okay. But most people would not consider how hard it is to actually develop the game. 9 times out of 10, people are not gonna like look at that. People are not gonna look at that. Kids are not gonna look at that. Roblox, majority are kids playing this game, so they're not gonna look at this and be like, "Oh man, developing's hard. I can tell how he really put a lot of effort into it." No, although they can actually say, "Oh, he really put a lot of effort into it," but not speaking developer stand wise. They could just say, "Oh, well, the quality and stuff looks very good. The systems look good and stuff like that." They may not be thinking develop and stuff like that. But so it's good to know that he acknowledged a good point out to where developing is actually like not easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. But you know, DBU is kind of a complex game. Yes, it is a very complex game. You can't just change up the systems and add side quests. Otherwise, like I'm saying that DBU already has its own system. Nothing needs to be changed about that system with the system schematics. Of course, you can improve the fighting however you want. Like change the fighting like style and stuff like that. I don't mean like a style to where it's like Xenoverse 2. Please don't do that. Keep everything DBU style, right? All we're saying is that basically like yeah, it's a complex game, but you can add stuff to it just how we were going over through the stream about it. So it should be hard to update, but this game has a lot of potential. Yes, it still does. This has potential to become a front page game, maybe. Oh no, it's not a maybe. It has that possibility. I know it. I know it. I know DBU has that opportunity. It has the potential. It has the potential. It'll be a shame to not work on the game much. He has all the time in the world to do so. So that's the good part about it. And the players will continue to come through. Come through. I doubt most of these will happen. Well, it's the reason why I'm reacting to your video, so that way we can get your video out there. Now, of course, some of your ideas have already been heard, like by previous people. But one thing I will say, King, is that most of these I understand your points and stuff like that. I added my points, you know, and we basically exchange however most of that stuff. So we have to wait and see. Yep, we have to wait and see. Anyways, that's the end of the video. All right, link in the description. All right, make sure to join his Discord. So he has a Discord server. All right, y'all. So that's actually going to be. So I guess that was that. We're gonna scroll through the comments. I think I'm gonna scroll through the comments. There's this Discord, guys. So like I said before, I'm gonna in the description of this video. I know this was a long video, so think of it as like a discussion slash a reaction. So this was a really good reaction. I don't know if people gonna like. This is not the type of video that you're just gonna get a quick bloop like that. No, it's something that you gotta like sit down and like actually like we're going through this as like a whole. So yeah. So his links will be in the description. King, appreciate your points, man. Hope you see this video indeed, and make sure to join his Discord if anybody's interested in that. So yeah. All right, we'll be looking at the so we'll be looking at the comments and seeing what they're saying. Me just listening to peaceful music. Okay, so let's see. I finally joined again. We go look at some. Sometimes the stupidest of the topics really get you views far. Considering I got 300 views from Baldy meme. I don't even know. The biggest problem in the okay, so here's from Dry. Dry's from the channel. What up, Dry? So he'll be seeing this. The biggest problem in the game is the gameplay itself. To be honest, it's really just hitting the NPC once or twice, then doing it again until you move on to the next and eventually rebirth. Okay, but that's just how the system is for DBU entirely, right? Every other game has a system to where they do something repetitively. And it may not be just every, but they do it in a way that has that repetitiveness. The game would be so much better if the NPCs took actual skill to fight. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. If the NPCs, instead of them like a regular W can, they actually press Shift W and fly towards you, giving you no time to actually move, but to actually fight the mess out of you. Yeah, that would actually be funny. That would also need an actual PvP system, which the game doesn't really have. Good point. Good point right there. Good point. I mentioned that. Thing like I don't know. I've been mentioning that for a while now. Most PvP matches don't take skill at all, and the only time it really fun is melee PvP. You can just run forever and you won't be killed. Lol. Maybe with actual PvP there could be ranked matches. Yep, that's a good idea. DBU probably won't even be reviving. People would just keep pumping out. Ben, what? And of course the no lives who play it would eat it up. Yeah, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm a no life. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dry Bomber. I'm a no life. but I agree with your points though. Your points. You said, oh yeah, and don't forget the exploiters who have a script to spam. Yeah, yeah. Good points. Good points there. I would like this, but I'm now on my main account. So yeah, Crow. I understand your point of view, but you should have gotten more involved with its Discord community to learn more about the real history of it, to get down to detail and actually summarize the real problems and not just the outside closed-minded picture. There are a lot of key points you missed as you were trying to make the issues noticeable. Okay, Shadow Crow. Of course, I know Shadow Crow in the server and stuff like that. Yeah, he has a solid point. There was a lot of things that were missed. Um, as far as points. But we get your points though. We get your points, King. We get exactly what you're saying. There's just a lot of stuff that there, like for instance, PvP mode, that would take a big change. I know it would. I know that would take a huge change. PvP mode. That would take massive turnaround. Okay, let me look more, see if there's any more like a good comment. Okay, let's see what he says. It wasn't really the content that bothered me because I like Rebirth every time. I wanted to be the strongest at all costs. I even made it to top 10 of the strongest players for a while by being superior to most auto farmers, but an auto farmer is always superior to a legitimate farmer, so those who were in front of me, I couldn't pass them, so it discouraged me and I left the game. Okay. So I I mentioned this in the video that that even even him saying that by being superior, but an auto farmer is always superior to legitimate. It's not always true because an auto farmer can always leave the game and get bored, and then the legitimate grinder can surpass that person as long as you don't give up. Right? As long as you don't get up. Yeah, sure, you can take breaks. Like sometimes you need a break once in a while. Like like a legit grinder, you need a break once in a while. So once you get that break, you get right back into it and you're back in business, right? So so I I get what he means. I get what he means and stuff like that. You just get like it's a you got like push through if you really like, and you could tell he really puts effort into it because he said he made it to the top 10. So who knows, man? Um, yeah, okay. Danny Phillips, he mentions about banning them. They'll just make a new account. He has a solid point. There's Kron. So it had a lot of people's attention. So I'm actually glad I'm reacting to this. Okay, let's listen to him. So many good points made in this video. The biggest problem is the cheaters. Okay, let's see. Too many games fall victim of exploiting. Updates. It's nothing new has been implemented. Yeah, most of these about the same thing that what he's saying. Okay, so here's a point where he's burnt out from work and stuff, which from my perspective I view overall, considering he had a full year work on this great update, but only worked the latest one. Aside from DBU is simply losing players and gaining new. The game was not updated for an entire year. There were still hundreds of players playing the game, and in events it was still past 1,000 players. Not the peak it used to be, but that's surprisingly considering it didn't get an update for a year. You know what I just noticed? So yeah, so besides what good point from Shadowcrow. But besides that, if y'all notice that we're going at a cycle as far as viewer base of cycles that are just going in a whole loop-de-loop circle. It's going in a whole loop-de-loop circle. Y'all notice that, right? It's a whole loop. It feels like the people who are playing DBU are playing it like playing DBU like in a whole loop. It's like a cycle. Just like how just like a Dragon Ball Super manga is going right now. It's in a whole cycle. Like we're trying to figure out whether it's going to be a good chapter, whether it's going to be a not so good chapter, and whether it's going to be a meh chapter, or where's actually going to be a good chapter. Like it's this type of cycle. We're trying to figure out whether the next bit thing is actually going to be the next bit thing, or is it going to be a meh bit thing? Almost the same. Yeah, this is feeling way too familiar. It's kind of like weird. DBU is down. Unfortunately, it would have been fun if the devs actually gave you more than just to press the same buttons for the whole century. It's not actually dying because more players continue to come through in the game. Now I get what he means by actually like decreasing in player base, but at the same time it's increasing. So we're in a whole cycle. We're in a whole cycle. It's a whole loop. I'm telling you guys, it is a loop. Because if it was dying, it would have been dead by now. It would have been 100% dead by now. Last player standing, it would have been 100% dead right now. But we still rocking the players, right? We still rocking the players. And as far as the same centuries, same buttons, I already addressed that a while ago. Yeah, and like I said, King, much appreciated, man. Thank you for posting this video, and yeah, man. I think that the DBU community needed to hear this, man. DBU community needed to like look at your points, and then I would have shared my points. I would have gave my thoughts on your points down and your video overall, and then the people in the comments here will give their takes and share their opinions and stuff like that. Overall, solid video, much appreciated that. There's one thing I would like to point out to y'all before we end this. So I'm looking up Atlas 0, right? I'm looking up Atlas 0. Let me see, DBU. There's something I got to show y'all. Hold up. Where is it at? Hold up. Let's see. Dragonbloxultimate. Now, if you scroll down, where it at? I need to find the right one. There. Okay, so we're not reacting to this, but look at these views, man. 132,000 views. And this is a Dragonbloxultimate video. So when people say the game is dying, right? The game is lowering. Like what I still don't understand is that this has many views, but people are not playing the game. like there are some people in here, right? There are some people in here. They're saying what the name of the game, what and stuff like that. Game. You see these, right? You see these people are saying game name. This is why DBU would Okay, so this is why. This is another point why DBU won't like be dead, like dead completely, because you'll have new players who are actually be like, oh, what is this game? And then the cycle continues. You have players leave, you have new players come in, players leave, new players come in, players leave, new players come in, players leave, new players come in. But all right, I'm done now. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done now. It's about 3 a.m. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Much appreciated, King. His links and stuff like that will be in the description, y'all. Much appreciated, y'all. That'll be it for today. This will be posted. As y'all see in the bottom right, this will be posted probably in the mornings. So this will be released. Most of y'all will have to watch a lot in order to like, you know, see my reactions and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today. And let me know y'all's thoughts down in the comments below. Give me y'all's takes overall. I know most of y'all have probably did, but most people haven't seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead, already it's been a month for a couple of days from now. Anyway, we're out, y'all. Peace.